Hey guys, how are you guys going? I'm Jason. The other day I realized, wow, I've actually been a videographer for around 7 years. And for someone still in their 20s, that's a long time to me. For those of you who don't know, I discovered my love for photography and videography when I was a law student in university. And my last few years of uni, I worked really hard to build it into a side hustle. And once I graduated, I was able to pursue this as a full-time career. So today, I really want to share my journey on how I made my first 100K as a videographer. I've broken it down into 4 key phases, and each phase plays an important part in allowing me to earn my first 100K. So the first phase is what I call the passion phase. This is when you find a new hobby, which I did in photography and videography, and we really spent weeks and months just like really delving and exploring it. So that's exactly what I did. When I picked up my first camera, there was nothing that could stop me from exploring the world of photography and videography. I would be consistently chasing sunsets and sunrises. I would be constantly pestering my friends to ask whether I could take portraits of them. And in my free time, you would find me binging a lot of Peter McKinnon content. I gotta admit, this stage was full of excitement and new experiences. And as I got better in my skills in photography and videography, the more I invested into it. So at this stage, because I just found a new hobby and just been exploring it, my annual income is 0. Let's move on to the second part of my journey, which is the yes phase. The reason why I call this the yes phase, it's because it's that part of the journey where you're just saying yes to anything and everything. Because I've been posting my photos and my videos on Instagram, it has slowly become some sort of a portfolio. And I began getting small inquiries here and there asking me to film their birthday parties or some small events they're having. At that time, it was definitely scary and nervous at first because I was treating photography and videography as just a hobby. Now someone wants to pay me for that skill. That's definitely something that's scary. But hey, I said yes because I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone. And at the end of the day, I'm so glad I did. Eventually, someone from a social media agency asked me whether I want to do an internship with them. I said yes, and I gained tons of new experiences working in a professional setting. So now there's a big difference in the experiences that I've been getting. In the previous phase, it was just a hobby where there's no pressure and where there's no money involved. And now I've consistently found myself in a professional setting where there's tons of money involved, there's clients involved, and obviously there's pressure. But that's what built my foundations as a videographer. Just being in a professional setting and learning how things work at the start allowed me to gain confidence and the necessary skills for me to eventually build my own brand as a videographer. Another thing I gotta say about this phase is don't be afraid to do free work, because I certainly was open to doing them, and whenever the opportunities arise to do free work and I could learn something new or try something new, I said yes to them. So in this phase, my annual income was around 10K. Now, the third part of my journey is what I call the grind phase. During this stage, I started reaching out to clients that I want to work with. An example for me was the real estate industry. I started reaching out to real estate agency asking if I could do a free listing video for them so that I could show them my value and the quality of my work. And if they were happy with my work, they would take me on as their videographer. And because good real estate agencies were able to sell a few properties every single week, that meant that there was a lot of work for me to do. And around the same time, I became a contractor for a fast-growing social media agency. And that really exposed me to a lot of different industries and a lot of different shooting environments, which made me improve and learn faster in my craft of videography. And similar to the real estate agencies, they have tons of shoots every single week, which meant that I was super busy doing this as a side hustle on top of being a law student. And throughout this phase, I've also started to develop packages for my brand. Instead of a single video, I would be selling a bundle of videos and photos so that it's a more comprehensive solutions for the clients. And this is a crucial part of what got me to my first 100K. Because instead of selling a single video for a few $100s, I was selling packages that cost a few thousand. So for those of you who's interested in our Filmmaker's Kit, we do have a list of packages that we sold to real life clients in the past. There's the social media package that we sold routinely for around 1 to 3K. And there's also the client testimonial package that we sell for around 3 to 6K. So these are just some examples of the packages that we sold. If you're interested in seeing more of them, please check out our Filmmaker Starter Kit link in the description below. So around this part of my journey, I was making an annual income of around 60K. The last part of my journey, and this was the part that got me to 100K, was what I called the self-development phase. So eventually, all the hustling and grinding day to day kind of took a toll on me. It definitely burnt me out, where one day I just told myself, hey, this lifestyle is not sustainable. So knowing this, I decided to take a step back, reduce my working hours, and increase my prices. I began to dive deeply into what makes a successful business. Whether it's sales, marketing, or operation, I read tons of books on them and also consumed a ton of YouTube videos. And this was super critical because it made me into a more forward-thinking person. In the previous phase, I was just kind of living day to day and just thinking about what the next day is gonna be. But if I want to take this side hustle onto the next level and make it into a sustainable business, I realized that I had to think a lot more about the future and the direction that I was taking myself to. Things like asking myself where I want to be in 10 years and how I could achieve that really gave me a sense of direction on where I could take my side hustle. And as a result of me obviously having a portfolio and becoming a better videographer, I was able to charge a lot more as well. And this was really crucial in my journey of making my first 100K. By this time, I have acquired clients who are medium to big businesses who are able to consistently use me as their main videographer. And so that's it for this video. I hope you gain a lot of insights and learning from the journey of me getting my first 100K. For those of you who's serious about turning your hobby of videography into a six-figure business, we offer one-on-one coaching as well. So if you're interested, the link's in the description down below. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Stay focused.